right now. Sit back and dance with me. Taking those deep breaths.
Greetings in love and kindness, family. I'm Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, the one and only Conscious Self-Healthcare educator and host of the Conscious Self-Healthcare Conversation radio show. Every Wednesday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Community, this is your time to share your wellness stories and how you move from disease care to conscious self-health care. I want to hear your story. We want to hear from you. Join the conversation each Wednesday. Call in and share how you shift out of chronic disease care stress. Right here on InnerLightRadio.com, the healing frequency. This is Dr. K, and I am looking forward to our conversation. So call in and share. Health is consciousness, and healing is a function of consciousness. Come on, family. It's time to rock the world with the new frontier of conscious self-health care, while I share my wellness story with you right here on InnerLightRadio.com, the healing frequency.
All right now. Keep on taking that deep breath. While you move to the beat, get that movement on. Sheer circulation, filtration, simulation, elimination. You gotta keep the body moving, inside and out. Keep on dancing, circulate. Deep breaths. A chest breath. A natural high coming from that breath of life. Woo. Thank you for coming to dance with me today. Appreciate it. Wake yourself up. Don't stay in that low vibration. Moving and grooving. Right now. Deep, deep breath. Feel it. And that circulation. It wakes you up. 2/13/2019. How you moving? Take that extra added breath this week. Woo! You gotta keep on taking yourself higher. You know, you gotta take yourself to higher grounds.
You got to take yourself to a high state. And sometimes you just got to stay there. You know, like a airplane sometimes linger before they get that pattern right, before they turn around and get ready for that landing. You know, sometimes you just got to stay there and just feel the vibration and let it permeate all through your body so you can send it out into the world stronger so that those vibrations can meet up and make that vortex even larger and stronger for people to go through and maintain their states of wellness from their various states of consciousness. How you doing, family? How was your week? Did you take that time to take that extra breath and be still and not give your power away to people, places, and things? Because like I say, there's a lot going on, and I'm still vibrating high from last week information, keeping myself in a state of atonement so that everything would turn out correctly and in alignment with the new energetic vibrations in life about how we as human beings have the God-given right to work and understand how our bodies work and to take care of them in the best manner that we see fit. And no one should have the right to come in and interfere with that decision and say that there's anything unstable, unbalanced about your decision not to use the medical system to help you and your body stay well. So take those deep, deep breaths. And once again, I want to thank you so much for tuning into the Conscious Healthcare Conversation Radio Show, Heart to Heart Healthy Living. I'm your host, the one and only Conscious Healthcare Educator, and I asked the question, how can I help you slay your healthcare fears, whatever they are? Whatever you think you're fearing that you're giving your power away, you have the answer right inside of you. And I like to help you see what that answer is. So I thank you for tuning in to me right here on Inner Light Radio, the healing frequency. And I'm going to tell you, I had a chance today to listen in on the Wellness Wednesday, and everybody was popping like popcorn, giving you some good information. Yes, they was. They was popping with that natural air flowing popcorn. Take that deep breath and continue to feel the vibration of everything good that you heard today. Everything that's in your life that's been fine and on point. Hold on to that vibration and don't let nothing turn that vibration around. And if it does, just let it be for a moment. Don't hold on to it, because sometimes we hear some information and we just have to process it. We have to process it and not let it permeate in our bodies, not let it take a hold in any kind of way, because we want to keep that circulation flowing without any physical stagnation or without any energetic stagnation. We can't have no blockages coming from any kind of way. We got to be in complete alignment. That inner field with that outer field has got to match and be at one and be at peace. And how do we do that? Love. The laws of vibrational energy. You got to feel it. You got to feel it in your heart. You got to feel it in your soul. You got to feel it permeate through every cell in your body. Whenever you're feeling any kind of low frequency vibration, you got to think on love for yourself. You know, we're coming up on that holiday that everybody talks about, that day that says that you love me because you gave me something. You love me because you took me out to dinner. Yes, I want that gift, and yes, I want that dinner. But you got to know the love, the laws of vibrational energy is you. You give the most potent love to yourself. And when you got that, everything else has become brighter. You know, you be a bright, sunshiny day. You feel it in your body. You feel it permeate all through your soul because you got that love, because it's the power that brings your life and my life together. It heals, renews, restores, empowers you and me with divine energy and life from that light that comes through every cell, that photon emission. You want to make sure that it's shining bright, permeating out Because you and I am, we are all love in action. Just by moving around, you're love in action. Now, you might not be in alignment with it. You may want to do some things that's out of balance to love, but you are love in action. I am a master of positive self-expression. And you are a master of positive self-expression. The expression of yourself. That is pure love and light that comes from you. No matter what the conscience or the mind is thinking and going through, you permeate love. And that's what a lot of people can see. Some that have vision and extra visions like I do, they see that light, they see that love. But other people see the love and light, whether they realize it from the soul of their soul or from life, what life shows us and gives us. So I am a master of positive self-expression, and so are you. We are here to be givers and receivers. We are here to be givers and receivers of love. Because sometimes we got to balance some things out that's coming our way. Somebody may think they're giving love, and their love is strange, it's twisted. It's not balanced. And they think that it is. And because you are a giver and a receiver, when it comes, you can also send it right back if it doesn't come right. Return to sender, just hit that button and watch it turn around. So as we hold on to the power within and we think around this day of love, this day of love, this day of love that's coming up, that's saying that I need some way to express this love from a gift, from expressions, from something. It's a wonderful feeling to receive something like that. I like them spontaneous though. I like spontaneous gifts of love and acts of kindness, not because of a day is set aside, but sometimes people need just a day. We're not going to get into what the day really stands from a understanding of history. We're going to look at it from what people are trying to say to make people feel good about love. And when you feel good about love, that means you got to feel good about yourself. But if you base it on something, they got to come from someone. They got to be a part of an action. Now, you know, that's not love of laws of vibrational energy. That is love, how man defines it. And you know what I say? Are you working from a man-made mindset of human consciousness about your life and about things? Because if you are, you got too many variables. It's just too many variables in that for you to even get to where you want to be. So don't work from a man-made mindset of human consciousness. You got your own divine consciousness connected with the consciousness of life. And when you align those consciousness to become one, that super consciousness, then everything in your life begins to move according to the divine plan of nature. And you know, just like you see in nature, it can get some tornadoes, it can get some storms, it can get some heavy rain, it can get too much sunshine, it can get too much light. And it creates its own balance. It finds where it is disharmony, and it harmonizes itself into an equal frequency, a tone and vibration that makes you feel good. So what I talk about here, it's about getting radical about your health. Getting so radical about your health that people going to say that you are radical. Girl, you better go listen to that doctor. You better go to the doctor and find out what's wrong with you. If you got a way to get those self-gnosis tests to find out what's wrong with you, you ain't got to go through a sick care system to find out so they can sit there and try to bully you and scare you because they want to put that thought in your mind. They want you to have you thinking about that thought. They want you to question that thought and call on other people. It's probably at a low frequency vibration. It's going to say, yeah, that's what you better do, and find out what they're telling you. But once you learn anatomy and physiology and know what you're doing to your body, what you're putting into your body placed on your consciousness. So when you get that stagnation, when you get that blockage, when you get that little plane, when something happens to say, sneak up on you and give you a warning, you know, because that's what the lymphatic system does, is give you warning before it burns itself down to a low frequency vibration. Then the body is hard to correct and clean itself up. Because you got to get that lymphatic system working for the body to really start cleaning itself up. That's why we have more lymphatic vessels than we have blood vessels in the body. Because it's got to do its job. You got to help your body maintain that state of wellness that you want to put it in, and that you have it in, and that you keep it in. So it's not really all this external stuff that does it. It's what you're doing to the internal workings of your body through your consciousness. And that's why I say here, conscious self-healthcare and making conscious self-healthcare moves means you become your own wellness doctor. You understand what's going on. And I'm going to tell you something. Just because they did 9 years of medical school don't necessarily mean they know everything about nutrition. They know everything about how the cells work, because what they do is once they get through their first 2 years of schooling, which is understanding the body, they get all caught up in another whole kind of understanding of healthcare. And so that's why it's up to us to understand how to take care of this human vessel, our human body. And how I like to do it, I like to do it with my good friends. Because my best friends, my mother, my father, my sister, my brothers, my children, they were my best friends. I got some other best friends in the world, but those were my best friends. And their energy and their vibration, it stays with me. But as a young child, you know how your parents, they tell you got to go to church, you got to do all these things. But I was the one that was saying, Mom, I don't want to go to church anymore. I want to go over there with my Aunt Bert, and I want to hear that man they call Reverend Ike. I don't know what he talk about it, but it sure do make me feel good. Mom said, girl, you're going to church. Carry your butt right into that church. When you get 12, 13 years old, then you can say what you want to do. Well, why I got to wait till I'm 12 or 13 to say what I want to do? I'm 9, 10. I know what I want to do now. I like what he's saying. And so I made it my point in my life to keep up with the teachings of Reverend Ike. So it helped me to stay in balance with that person that I knew and know that I am. That inner wealth, that invisible wealth, that soul of my soul. And every time I would get caught up in a man-made mindset of thinking, not knowing that it was back then, until I labeled it that way now, I would bring myself around by listening to Reverend Ike, and I get my power out. And so I say that to say is that's how I align what I do in this field of quantum health and healing. As a quantum health and healing individual, as a lithologist, teaching cellular ecology with all the other modalities that's available that I have, that I use. I have them all to empower you, because every modality that I have, even though I went through some form of training to get it, when you come to me, I share it with you, and you can make it your home. Just like when we do reflexology, which is awesome, because you can work on your feet, just like you can work on your legs, you can work on your arms, you can work on your hips, and you can work on your face. And we know we talk about face when it comes to lithology. And so with that face, you're working on every part of your body, internal and external. With your ears, you're doing the same thing. With your hands, you're doing the same thing. When you pull on your fingers and when you learn about reflex points and how you can work with the organs inside and outside. Just merely by touching your body with a more divine light and understanding in your mind while you're working your hands. So there's many, many things that you can do to become your own wellness doctor. And the first thing is to learn anatomy and physiology to the point that you can understand what anybody is saying to you so you can make those right decisions. So family, community, and friends, I want to thank you for tuning into Heart to Heart Healthy Living, the Conscious Self-Healthcare Conversation Radio Show. And I'm your host, Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks. So we're going to take a break. We're going to listen to some music. We're going to listen to my commercial. And then I'm going to come back and share with you the first pages on my website where I talk about Thinkonomics. Take a deep, deep breath. Sit back and relax. And feel the vibration. And become one with yourself. And understand what I have to offer you with the Nest Wellness System. Taking a deep, 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 deep breath. Two, three, four, counting down to commercial. I'm hearing silence. Can't have silence on the air.
us help one another. All of my sisters and brothers.
How would you like to determine what is going on with your cardiovascular system? Well, guess what? I offer you the opportunity to take the Max Pulse state-of-the-art cardiovascular screening test right in the comfort of your home or at my location. You can connect with me 202-248-7749. That's 202-248-7749. You can also email me at Davis, D-A-V-I-S, Folks, F-O-U-L-K-S, at gmail.com to schedule your state-of-the-art cardiovascular screening test. This year, more than 920,000 Americans will have a heart attack. Only half of them will occur without prior symptoms or warning signs. One half of the victims of sudden cardiac death are under the age of 65. Are you under the age of 65? How has your health been? Are you feeling well? Are you feeling great? Are you a vegan? Are you a vegetarian eater? Are you doing everything well? Are you exercising? Are you taking time to meditate? But do you know the state of your arteries? Connect with me. Taking a preventive approach to heart disease is one of the smartest things you can do. Is it time for a new approach to your health care? Are you ready to leave the dark ages of disease care management and pharmaceuticals? If your answer is yes, get ready to relearn, rethink, and rewrite your personal health care prescription plan with Dr. K. She is a certified lenthologist and Nest healthcare provider, sharing the new science of information as medicine and cellular ecology. Did you know that... Yes. A little bit of mixed up on that commercial that we was trying to play. But we're going to stop it, and I'm going to keep on with the show, Jamal. So let's just let that go, since that's not coming out the way it should be coming out. We're going to keep moving on, because everybody knows my commercials about Nest Health Wellness tools that I use. If not, you can go to my website, Conscious, CONSCIOUS ELFcare.com, and find out about the Nest program that commercial should have been talking about. So I want to thank you for coming to dance with me this year as we celebrate the individuals that have emancipated from medical mental slavery, enslavement from a non-healthy healthcare pharmaceutical-driven system that promotes the removal of organs for healthcare and drugs for the daily care of the human body. So if you find you have made yourself emancipate from that kind of understanding, removal of unnecessary organs because your organs are flooded, filled with toxins, like you can't correct that. Organs are filled with toxins and bacteria and fungi and stuff all the time. And that's the job of the lymphatic system, to help purify the body as you take those deep, deep breaths to support that lung, to support that system in the body. So if you are doing the things that you feel is going to help you maintain wellness in your life, and you're definitely not dependent on pharmaceuticals, and you can't be scared into doing something unnatural to the body by the medical system, we like to honor you and emancipate yourself from medical mental slavery day. And for those that are listening right now and those that will listen to the rebroadcast show, you can hear new shows on my website address, and you can also go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/KDavisF. And on my website, click on the link that talks about the Emancipation Program and listen to the 5th annual Emancipate Yourself from Medical Mental Slavery Day panel radio show, where we honored Jamal, right here at Interlight Radio with the Community Visionary Award of the Year. I was the recipient at that time of the Dr. Nathaniel Kane Healthcare Award of the Year, which has now been renamed to the Hadari Abdul Ali Award. And you can listen to the panel radio guest shows from the West Coast to the East Coast. We had our brother Kidi Awadu. We had Dr. Nathan Rabb. We had Dr. Penn Marcus. We had Ayo Handy Candy. We had some other folks. I want you to go to my website and I want you to listen to that 5th Emancipate Yourself from Medical Mental Slavery Day panel radio show. And then listen to all the other shows and kind of help yourself step up to quantum health and healing. As I prepare for the 9th celebration, and I shared with you a couple of shows ago that I've been given how to and who to honor for this year's Emancipate Yourself from Medical Mental Slavery Day celebration, which is April 30th, which if you do not know, you can know now that April is Conscious Self-Health Care and Lymphatic Cellular Wellness Month. It's a month to be proud of how you're caring for yourself, free from pharmaceuticals and being afraid of a false diagnosis. And know that the body will create cellular malfunctions that you can correct, that you have the power to correct, because you put yourself in that state for those stagnation, that blockages, that fluctuation in energy, for your blood to become so thick that it can't move through your body. But as you very well know, if you don't know, you know now, that every organ in your body, every system in your body, everything about your human body is rejuvenated within a year. So therefore, nothing stays stagnated, really. It's about how you're thinking and caring for your body that these cells come back into, and how they're going to perform for you in this human body that you move around into. So I like to tell people thinkonomics. Like I said, I love Reverend Ike. I love the information that he left. I love the things that he was doing while he was practicing, while he was here. But it used to make me laugh when my aunt used to have their handkerchiefs and things that came. But we can do things like that. We can bless things and we can hold on to it for enlightenment and for support within us. We can send that frequency in there. So when you go to my website, ConsciousSelfCare.com, the number 4, CELLLIFE.com, the very first page, the very first says, get radical about your health. That's my trademark. Get radical. Because in these day and times, you got to get radical. And you can't be listening to everybody that's doing something. Because the greatest information comes inside of you. That's why I'm a conscious self-healthcare educator. I'm helping you understand and bring out that is what's within you, that's in your field, that's going to support you. Nobody like you. Ain't nobody vibrating like you. So the information got to come from you that you need to adjust to make you walk around in this human body feeling the best way you can. So when I look at spirituality, when I look at metaphysics, like, yes, Reverend Karen Davis-Foulks, Reverend Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, nothing I did was traditional. I didn't go to any traditional school to get any certificate, certification, degrees, or anything that I have. Because that's what the world is showing now, that everybody got schools and everybody got the information that you need. And if you get it and it's in you and within you and you can deliver it, then you have people that will work with you in that. So thinkonomics. Love Reverend Ike. So glad that I had him in my life so young that when I got caught up in this man-made mindset, thought of thinking and living, I had something that was knocking me at my heart, tapping on my heart door saying, remember me when you used to listen and hear all this good stuff about thinkonomics, about how to heal yourself and talk to yourself. And I was like, yeah. So on that first page on my website, it says thinkonomics is a way of thinking that gives you the opportunity to learn the truth about yourself. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. I am most thankful and grateful to Reverend Ike for his teachings. I wish I could say his whole name the way it is, but I'm not even going to begin to try to pronounce it, so I'm going to stick with Reverend Ike. Through positive self-awareness, the individual you can change the conditions and circumstances in his or her own life. That's why I say conscious self-health care, making conscious self-health care moves. Become your own wellness doctor. Reverend Ike and Ike-a-Nikes and new listeners that will now tune in to Reverend Ike, I fashioned my Conscious Self-Health Care Center after the teachings of Reverend Ike. And I say to you, become your own wellness doctor.
become your own wellness doctor. And welcome aboard my friendship train. You see, we are on a Harriet Tubman's ride from Pharmacide, Nutricide, and yes, oh yes, the sad standard American diet. You got to know how to use things. You got to know how to create that balance for yourself. You can't become stagnated in being one thing, or this particular eater, or that kind of eater, or don't do this, don't do that. The only thing that you can really think about not doing for the care of your human body is taking those pharmaceuticals. And then everything is going to be all right. So emancipate yourself from medical mental slavery. So is it time to reevaluate your health condition? Is it time to reevaluate your health care? Is it time to reevaluate how you're caring for your human body and how you can live well through wellness and become your own wellness doctor and emancipate yourself from medical mental slavery? This is what I offer you on this radio show. This is what I offer you on your website, on my lectures, on my programs, on everything that I offer. I want you to boost up your frequency. I want you to boost up your frequency. I want you to work into the high frequencies that allow you to make those shifts in your body, to make things happen, to make things correct themselves. That's what I like for you to do. And I'd like for you to continue to come and dance with me every Wellness Wednesday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. right here on InnerLightRadio.com. Once again, I'm your host, Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, and this is an opportunity for you to sit back and think about that you are complaining about, and you want to stop complaining, and you want to think, become conscious aware of your life, your patterns, what you've been doing, what you've been vibrating to, what energy are you letting into your life that's disturbing you, that's creating that friction in your life. You want to change it. That's what you need to be doing. You got to change things. So am I thinking about Reverend Ike and wanted to honor Reverend Ike this week? I went out and I went back to the archives. I went to his site, but I really couldn't find it. So I went back into my archives and I found the talk that Reverend Ike talks about sickness. And that's what I want to share with you today. That's the information that's coming to me. I'm still looking at my books from my sister friend Louise Hay. I'm looking at my book, and I'm looking at it and it's pulling me to say come to it, and it's telling me to go ahead and share about sickness from Reverend Ike. So I may cut it short and I may run over, pick up to one of those books. I like to follow energy at this time because right now I allow my body to be a vehicle to assist so many people right now that's going through things, and I got myself in a trance kind of state where I'm sharing with you today. And so I'm going to sit back and I'm going to share with you some information from Reverend Ike, and then maybe we can take another station break after that and hear one of my latest commercials talking about the Nest Wellness System. So sit back with me, family. Take a deep, deep breath and think about what you've been thinking about today. And if it hasn't been about a positive vibration, it may be about something that you want to make a shift with and make a change with, but you can't stay in that frame of thinking to make that shift happen. So now's an opportunity for you to sit back and take that deep breath. I want you to breathe in through the nose, and I want you to breathe out through the nose, because we want to work with the brain area. We want to help those lymphatic vessels in the brain come down, and so we want to send our focus up to the brain to come down, work along the face, come on down, get those lymphatic vessels going and helping it to purify and heal the body. Well, I share with you what Reverend Ike say the state of mind that you need to be in to maintain wellness. This is all by Reverend Ike, and when I'm speaking in the voice of Reverend Ike from his words. So it's not about me saying things if you're coming in. This is about Reverend Ike. Use your mind to unlearn sickness. I say, if you're in that state of sickness, if you're in that state of non-wellness, if you think that cellular malfunctions are sickness, use your mind to unlearn sickness and stop catching diseases. Health or sickness, wealth or poverty, success or failure, all begin in the mind. Your physical body and material affairs reflect your state of mind. With the right positive attitude and a strong belief and health. You can prevent sickness from entering into your life. But remember, believe you can, believe you cannot. Either way, you're right. So if you're going to believe something, stick with it and know it, and knowing thyself. Whenever you hear me say belief, that's what I'm saying to you. Do you expect to get sick? That's the question. So listen to this. Most people have been mentally conditioned to accept sickness from the beginning of their lives. From the moment you are born, you are taught to believe in sickness. You learn that you are supposed to be sick at a certain time of the year. You hear it all the time, family and community. You hear it from people all the time, every year, every season. What did they learn? You learn to believe in the very idea of sickness. When you were growing up, your parents expected you to get a whole category of diseases that the so-called medical authorities say children are supposed to catch. You are supposed to have the measles and the mumps and the whooping cough and chicken pox, now autism and all this other kind of stuff. And as you got older, you learned that certain aches and pains were to be expected with middle age. No, 62, and not expecting any aches and pain. As I moved through this stroke that I've had, I didn't see it as sickness or aches and pains. I saw it as cellular malfunctions. So I'm correcting and moving on my cellular malfunctions. He says many parents have unconsciously conditioned their children to expect sickness. So you grow up as adults expecting sickness by a certain age. Certain conditions. And when you feel a certain way, it's either physical or mental condition. Everything is a problem. You can't go through nothing without somebody trying to label you as having some kind of issue, some kind of way. He says, I remember when I was a child, this is Reverend Ike talking, whenever I sneezed, my mother would tell me that I was catching a cold. And without fail, every time I sneezed, I would end up catching that cold. He says, in fact, I was so conditioned by this childhood experience that for years, every time I sneezed, I would subconsciously hear my mother saying, you're getting a cold. You're getting a cold. Did you get a cold this year? Are you getting a cold? Are you working up on a bad cold? Sinus all involved in it. He says that simple statement had an effect on him until he learned to master his own thinking. Are you a master of your own thinking? Put a question mark there. That's something that you want to talk to yourself about. Take that deep breath and ask yourself that question this week and listen and process your answers for yourself. You don't need to talk to anybody to get anybody's approval on doing that. Family, community, and friends, thank you for dancing with me, taking that deep kundalini breath and feeling that snake unravel and work its way all the way up your spine and sending out those signals, that pulse vibration to every area of your body to purify itself from your thoughts. He says you can unlearn sickness and know health. And I say the same thing too. You can unlearn sickness and know health. He says, I learned that if I stop thinking sickness and stop expecting sickness, I would stop getting sick. And I learned to block any idea of sickness out of my mind and out of my life. And how can you do that, family, community, and friends? By saying that you are experiencing cellular malfunctions. And it doesn't lead down that road to sickness and total yada, whatever's on that side. You know, you have cellular malfunction. You can say, now, what have I learned, or what do I need to learn about my body to help my body correct this? Is it mental, physical, emotional, spiritual? What area? Am I not balancing? You have to know how to speak and talk to yourself, because that's how this body is here in existence from your state of consciousness. And life's a state of consciousness, and you are in different states of consciousness all the time. And that's okay, as long as you are in balance with peace and harmony and doing the right thing. Let all things be done decently and in order. So Reverend Ice says, think health, speak health. Think health, speak health. That's a good movement. Think health, speak health. Get that body moving. Think health, speak health. How are you breathing? I like that. Think health and speak health. He says most people are too interested in what's wrong with them and what's wrong with the world. They give negative ideas all their attention, and negative conditions continue to enter their lives. I am always warning you that the more you give your attention to negative conditions, the more negative conditions you will have. The more you think and talk about your symptoms and your aches and pains, the more symptoms and aches and pain you are going to have. So what are you doing? How are you sharing what's going on with you to get information? You know, I work in quantum health and healing. I experienced what they call assumption of a stroke. These are the things that I'm doing. I got full mobility now. My cognitive ability is here. I'm moving on, but I'm still feeling like I have a big balloon. I'm still feeling like my nerves are out of balance. What do you know about that area? Can you assist me with continuing on this path of wellness? If you're going to talk about it in a good state of mind. Let people know that you're not down and you're not looking for them to help you get something other than the way you want to be and where you want to go. So you got to think health, and you got to speak health, and you got to not talk about the symptoms, but you got to talk about what you're experiencing. And you're going to somebody that can assist you with that can help you raise your vibration, not only physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. You got to do it through that total understanding of total wellness. So Reverend Ike says, think only positive thoughts about health. Are those things what you're doing, family and community? Are you thinking only positive thoughts, or are you saying, I feel this way, and let me go to the doctor and see what they got to say? Then they give me a sick notice, and I call my friends and say, guess what the doctor said I got, and guess what they say I have, and I don't know what to do. Here's your answer. You learn where your cellular malfunctions are. You put yourself there, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Look at yourself. Can't no doctor help you with that. I don't care if they're a doctor of metaphysics or just like I'm talking about Reverend Ike. The information is there. You feel it. You've got to be the one to do the self-correcting. Conscious self-health care. Making conscious self-health care moves. Mental observation view is essential for your success. Think about numerology, spirituality. Think about all those things. This is what Reverend Ike had to say. Think only positive thoughts about health. Think only positive thoughts about health, like I did when I had that stroke. I didn't worry and go down that rabbit hole. I said, okay, this came from all the stuff I've been going through, and that's okay, because it showed up as the weakest part of my body. So let me correct these things through what? Getting that lymphatic system doing its job. You got to pump up that lymphatic system. And how you pump it up, family, community, and friends? Say what? Say take a deep, 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 deep breath. And that gives added speed and power to that pump. The lymphatic system to move things around. It's not like the heart. It's pumping the circulatory system. That lymphatic system, that white blood system, it needs you, baby. It needs you. So he says, think only positive thoughts about health. It is very important to only let your mind think positive thoughts about health. He said, it is very important to only let your mind think positive thoughts about health. It is very important to only let your mouth say positive things about health. Watch what you think or say, lest you become ensnarled by the words of your mouth. That's Proverbs 6:2. And that's the one I use to help me keep moving forward. And that's what I say when I speak in terms of what occurred with my life and what happened. It was a cellular malfunction, and let me tell you, I know what happened. I know how I got there, and I'm correcting it. And I know my lymphatic system got too stagnated and got too blocked. And I had to first clean that up and let that do its job and start purifying my body. And I've moved so much fluid from this body. Woo! Got a long way to go, but I'm feeling good about it. Reverend Ike say, never think thoughts such as. Never think these thoughts such as. I don't even want to say them, but I'm saying them. Never think thoughts such as, I think I'm getting a cold, or I'll never get over the sickness, or I've got a bad back. Well, these negative thoughts cause you to get sick and prevent you from getting well. Instead, say to yourself on a regular basis, I am healthy. I am healthy. No matter what state your body is going through, you self-correct because I am. Just like putting stuff in front of any word. When you say I am to anything, you are invoking the will. I am healthy and I will stay healthy. I will stay healthy. You see, the God in me is my health. The God in me is my health. That frequency, that vibration of God is in me, and I am health, I'm wealth, prosperity. I am all good. This positive affirmation heals you and keep you well. If you remember nothing from this broadcast today, family, community, and friends, remember, God in me is my health. Not Karen, Khadijah, Davis, folks, not any other practitioner, holistic advisor, consultant, anybody. The God in you is your health. What you say, what you do, what you buy into, what you think, you are the mover of this human body. And it's all about you and nobody else. So if you are blaming, if you are complaining, you need to stop it now. And even if you're doing it to yourself, you got to stop it now. And just say, why did you do that? Why did you put yourself in that situation? And just say, don't do that no more. And wake up from it. So Reverend, I say, so if you don't want the disease that the National Disease Center, the doctors are telling you, and anybody else is telling you through any tests that they do, what's going on with you this year, refuse to believe it. Refuse to believe in it because believe you can, believe you cannot. That's up to you. Even in the word believe, it says be ye transformed. The Beatitudes is the best thing apart being believed, and that word lies right in there. So it can be twisted with a lie, but I'm not going to twist anything with a lie. This is conscious self-health care. This is making conscious self-health care moves. This is helping you become your own wellness doctor to empower you mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. The field of Western medicine is about to collapse if it hasn't already. The field of psychiatry is already collapsed. That phony-ass field. They got everybody thinking that now everybody in the world is depressed. Everybody got something going on. We feel all kinds of emotions, and it's wonderful. You just don't get stuck nowhere. You don't want to be too damn happy all the time, and you don't want to be too damn sad all the time. You got to think about what's going on in your life. Because remember, the God in me, the God in you is your health, is your wealth. So learn the mastery of your own mind. Learn to master your own mind, your own consciousness, your own thinking. And the negative belief entertained by the world's mind will no longer influence you. Because I'm going to tell you something. You look at the news, you see what's going on, you see all the shifts and changes. What look like chaos is not chaos. The world is straightening out itself because it's through consciousness and vibration and that energy field that things are going on. And we, as a whole, as a community, we're responsible for that. So family, community, and friends, I invite you to go to my website. Check it out. Read some things on that website. Listen to some of the shows. Invite me to your corporate or community wellness. If you are a holistic practitioner, energetic practitioner, and you would like to use these state-of-the-art tools that empowers your clients that go along with any modality that you have, connect with me. I cost a pretty penny, and everybody couldn't afford them, and I couldn't either, but I was blessed, and I have them, and I want to share, and I want to help us reach a total level of wellness like I have done. Moving through this hemorrhagic stroke in no time at all. And I want to remind you to keep it in your heart and keep it in your mind that April is Conscious Self-Health Care and Lymphatic Cellular Wellness Month. Oh, what a month to be proud of. We'll be celebrating the 9th annual Emancipate Yourself from Medical Mental Slavery Day, April 30th this year, 2019. We're going to have a good time. You can submit your wellness story and join me on the radio. Just visit my website, CONSCIOUSELFcare.com. Click on the appropriate link. It's right on the front page. Submit your wellness story. Be a part of the new anthology of wellness story that's coming out. You can go to my Facebook groups, Wellness Stories, WELLNESSS. That's 3 S's. TORIES. Submit your wellness story. Be a blessing to somebody. Tell somebody how you move from a state of disease care to total wellness. How you stepped up out of the dark ages of fear. That false education being displayed as reality. Gotta let it go. You gotta step up. Health is a choice. Are you ready to choose it, family? Are you ready to make that choice? Health is consciousness and healing is a function of consciousness. And I ask you today, are you ready to make those moves? Mental observation view is essential for your success, and no one can make a better view of what's going on with you in your life than you. You are the only one that can do that. So I say to you right now, family, community, and friends, nothing compares to you. Nothing compares to you. You have a very unique signature of energy, and that's what I work with the Nest Health Wellness Tools. I can work with you around the world, no matter where you are, in the comfort of your home, and you can begin to see what's going on with your body, how you have been treating it, and what you can do to help self-correct things in your body with your consciousness. So we are not the same, each a unique signature. That's why this is quantum health and healing. I am that I am, and you are that you are, and every moment matters. So with a shift in consciousness, anything can happen. I say with a shift in consciousness, anything can happen. A hemorrhagic stroke, and I'm walking, I'm running. I have movement. The flood is leaving the body. You can do it. And this is pharmaceutical free, worry free, drug free. Thank God for the plant marijuana to help me relax. Yes, I said it. I mean it. Yes, it's wonderful. And that's why they now trying to figure out every kind of way to put it in your foods, to cook with it, to give it to you all kinds of ways. Because it's always been what it has been and what it is. It's a plant from nature that has properties in it that can help your body stay in a state of relaxation. I know it can feel complicated in thought and awareness. To release the feeling of a human disease, it is kinder to the spirit of the soul to feel that humans create cellular malfunctions, causing their batteries to have a low performance than to think you have a disease. Isn't that better? Just to think that your frequencies are low and you need to get that battery recharged. Yes, there are many ways to power the human body. And it is time for a mental adjustment period. You know that map I used to talk about? Mental adjustment period. That map. Sometimes we need to take that nap along with that map. It's time to bury disease thinking for the daily care of the human frame. So are you ready to leave a man-made mindset of human consciousness? This is my quote. That's what I work from. I had to leave it, and you can leave it too. About healthcare, life, education, everything. Leave the man-made mindsets of human consciousness and tune into your higher self. Quantum health and healing, could this be your answer? Could this be your answer? Visit my website and make that move. So I want to thank you for tuning in this week. I want you to sit back, and I want you to send out loving vibrations in your breaths this week. When you send out love to someone else, that love comes back to you. The laws of vibrational energy. And the best love you can give yourself tomorrow is to hug yourself. And yeah, I said hug yourself. No, I don't hug a lot of people. I don't take in a lot of hugs. Namaste. I honor the God in you. So family, have a great week. Thank you for tuning in to Inner Light Radio, to the shows on Inner Light Radio, and to this one, the Conscious Self Healthcare Conversation Radio Show. I'm your host, Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, and I hope that in some kind of way today, I help you bury your healthcare fears. Thank you for tuning in, and listen to the music on your way out. And I look forward to hearing from you real soon, as I begin to go back out into the community and share what I do with the world. Peace and blessings. Take that deep breath. And let's see what we're going to hear on the way out. We got a couple of minutes. Thank you, Jamal.
lesson here during one of our Saturday night classes in the Science of Living titled, I Meet No One But Me. And this will blow some of your minds here again today. But do you know you meet no one but you? The person that's mean and nasty to you, that's you. That is some facet of your own thought. Even the dog that bites you is you. The dog that bites you is the incarnation of some negative belief that you have about yourself. Wow, 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 wow. There was something in you that drew that dog to you. The mugger that snatches your pocketbook is some facet of your own thought process. Oh, wow. Back to happiness for a moment. You're only going to find the happiness in other people that you first of all have found within your own being. If you're not happy with yourself, you're not going to be happy with anybody else. If you're not happy with yourself, you're not going to be happy with the second husband or the second wife. Wow. And here again, in my counseling people who are about to get married, and I see a beautiful couple down here who are about to get married. I call them my lovebirds because they're so loving. And so I pass this on to them, and I pass this on to all of you. Do you know, it's a wonderful thing to find someone and fall in love with them. But be careful that you do not think that it is someone else's responsibility to make you happy. Do not give someone else the responsibility for your happiness, and do not blame anyone else for your misery. Uh-oh. As long as you think that someone else is responsible for your happiness and to blame for your misery, you're always going to be unhappy and miserable. Wow. So it's not that old sewing.
Wake up. Yeah.
Wow, family, that was a great show. I want to thank you so very much for tuning in to the Conscious Self-Health Care Conversation Radio Show right here on NLI Radio. It was a pleasure having you tuning in. Now, you must tell a friend to tune in. And if you haven't called in and shared your wellness story, don't you think it's time that you help somebody with your wellness story? Call in, share your story, join the conversation. I'm Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, and I invite you to visit my website, ConsciousSelfCare.com. Or you can just go to the number 4, the word CELLLIFE.com. Leave me some information. I would love to talk with you. And once again, I look forward to you joining us next Wednesday right here on the Conscious Self-Health Care Radio Show. It's a conversation where we uplift each other, where we share our wellness stories so we can help someone move from disease care to conscious self-health care. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to hearing from you next Wednesday.